I'm going to show you how to live stream on YouTube with OBS. So let's get right down to it now. I'm at the computer and we're going to jump right into it. Before we do anything, we're going to have to go to Creator Studio and Channel and Status and Features. And as you can see here, live streaming and embed live streams. Now you're going to have both of these as enabled. Okay, if you have under 1,000 subscribers, this is going to say ineligible. Once you reach the 1,000 subscribers, it's going to say eligible. See, like this one down here, paid content, I'm eligible, but I haven't enabled it yet. So this is what it's going to look like here: eligible, enabled, enable if you have the 1,000 subscribers. If you hit any one of these learn more on the live stream, it'll go to the help page for live streaming. And there are many topics right here. And I'm going to go through a couple of them that you could see it in real life, but if you would like to read it, you could go to the learn more and click on these, and this will bring you create a live stream, and you could set different ones. I'll bring up the mobile right here, and this tells you how to do it if you have Android or iPhone, and it just goes through the steps of everything. So that is what YouTube has to say for it. It has a lot of help files in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did it. And it's real simple. I mean, you could read the help file if you want to learn more about it. But I'm going to just show you a real easy way to do it. And it's nothing to it. Once you have that enabled, you'll be able to live stream. And so let's get started with that right now. First thing you're going to see is I already dismissed it, but over here there's going to be a checklist with 4 different things to check off. And the first thing you want to do is you get yourself a thumbnail for your live stream. And come down here to basic information. You'll want a title and a description. If you want to schedule it, you could check this off, and you can set a time in here. See, it'll give you a time and a day. Okay, or you could do it just an impromptu one where you just start your encoder, which is OBS for me, and it'll go live, and it has like a 20-second delay in it, so don't worry about if you don't see it all the time. You could monitor it right here afterwards. Stream options, I have it set for enable DVR. Make archive unlisted when complete. That's if you want to make it private after you complete your live stream. Then it won't show up on YouTube like it normally does. Stream optimization. Now this depends on how fast your internet connection is. I have Comcast, and I have the highest setting. At times I have 125 megabytes of download speed, and sometimes it goes all the way up to maybe 30 upload speed. Add delay. There's already a delay in it, and you could add a longer delay in it, but I just leave it none. And advanced settings, I don't worry about the advanced settings. That's the same advanced settings as you have for a normal video. Okay, down at the bottom, this is the important thing: the server URL and the stream name key. This is what you're going to transfer over to your streaming device, which I'm using OBS. So that, you just copy this and then put it into it, and I'll show you where you put it into when you have the OBS up on the screen later. I'm recording this with OBS right now, so You can see it coming over here, but what you'll end up seeing is an infinite screen when I put it over here. That I was going to do a live shot of this, but that's what I'll end up having, and you just be looking at an infinite screen here. So that's why I couldn't do it live. Let me come over here. Okay, now that's this settings right here. Enable live chat, enable slow mode, and that you could set if your comments are coming in too fast and you can't read them, you could slow them down by clicking this and then setting 60 seconds per person. Limit chat posts to every 60 seconds per person. You know, somebody can't just keep on posting and posting and posting and spamming you. Automatically block spam messages, that's for spam. Automatically block bad words, and okay, and you do that in your community settings. Okay, then over here, analytics, it'll have stream health, and it'll say, you know, no data, no active stream. It'll say good or whatever and it's on there. And then you'll get a graph over here by how many people are watching. And I guess there's a graph. I never looked at this, but I guess there's a graph here also about stream health that you could check. And you can also check full analytics, but I'm not going to go into that. Or view. You could also view this on watch page. All right. You could also pop out the chat window and place it anywhere on your screen. Somebody's has their chat window over on one side or another. That's how you do it. You do it with this. You could make it big, and you could put it anywhere on here, and I'll show you how to bring up a window in OBS. But anyway, that's what you have to do on the YouTube part of it. Just make sure you have everything filled in and get the server URL and the stream name key and transfer that over to OBS. Here is the OBS website, and I'll put a link in the description like I always do. Now, there is a lot of things that you could do with OBS, and it used to be OBS and OBS Studio, but I guess in the last couple of updates they just made it OBS Studio. So you just click on the download and you choose your operating system. All right. You could also do it up here by clicking on the download, and it asks you the same thing: Windows, Apple, or Linux. If you want an older one, but it shows the OBS Classic. That's the older releases on there. But anyway, this is where you download it, and there are other places you get information on the forum. They have their own forum, and this gives you a little bit of features of what you're looking at and create professional products. But you could take a look at it, and it's free. It's free. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. All right, so let's go into the explanation. All right, the first thing you want to do when you come into OBS, and this is the OBS suite, and I have an additional plugin for it for my AMD, which is right here. But the first thing you want to do is go to settings. Okay, and stream. And remember that URL and stream key that we talked about in your live stream at YouTube. This is where you put it in under stream. And you do this custom streaming server, because there's a lot of different ones. If you hit streaming service, if I do that, it's going to kill my my entries there. But anyway, custom streaming service, and put in the URL and your stream key. And whatever you do, do not let anybody know what your stream key is. If you do, they will be able to broadcast on your YouTube channel. Okay, and if that ever happens, you can go back into that live streaming thing, and right next to it there was a button to say reset. All right, over here in general, you keep everything mostly default, but what I do, automatically record when streaming and keep recording when streaming stops. I click these two also. And the main reason is just in case YouTube doesn't publish your video, you already have a copy of it. Okay, as far as the output goes, the streaming, I put it on advanced. There's a simple and advanced. And you could change this. I kept this at 2500, but it could be changed to 8196 because that's what, if you go to YouTube on their upload settings, you can see that it's 8 megabytes. Okay, recording path. On this one I have users Tom's videos, but a good thing to do, I don't know why it's on that, because I changed it, and it, for some reason, maybe when I updated it, it moved it back to this, the default. But if you have an external hard drive, it's better to put your recording path there on an external hard drive, because your hard drive that has your operating system on is working hard, and this might tend to, make you buffer a lot more. This is the important one, mic auxiliary audio device. I have this set up for my Yeti microphone. These first two are actually your speakers, and these three right here are your microphones. I'll put this on display only, and see, you have a desktop audio right there, and if I was playing a video, it would be, it would come on. So by default I keep it muted until I want to listen to the video, and then I'll unmute it just like that. Okay, so let's go back here. Now on video, I had a hard time when I first used this because I let this stay at the default. This is the default for my monitor that I'm on right now, where you see this. Okay, and I left the output scaling resolution to that. Well, what happened was all I got was a black screen. So what I did was I moved this down to 1280 by 720. Now there's a lot of different ones on there, but you just have to play around with it to see where it is best for you. And where it was best for me was 1280 by 720. That's where it would record the screen. Another thing you want to make sure is update your graphics driver. The hotkeys I don't use right now. And then in the advanced, I just keep everything the same, and it looks pretty good like that. Okay, what you want to do is create scenes. And how you do that is, I'll show you the first splash screen, and I have an image. I have a color source, which is the black background, because this image right here it's invisible right here, all in this area. And a media source. And I have train loop, WAV, as the background. And you could adjust that media source right here. But right now I have it muted, so if I unmute it, you could see that it's playing. You won't hear it while you're recording or anything. But it'll come out in your live stream or your recording. Okay, remember there's a little pop-out window that I was talking about. I'm going to show you how to capture just this window. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over onto here, and it's going to double up. And let me get this over this way so you could see it. Now you're going to see it doubled. I've tried to get it big so so it wouldn't be so intrusive with the infinity screen. But what you want to do over here in scenes, hit the plus, and we'll make a scene out of that. And I'll just put in chat window. Okay, so now the screen is black. Okay, you're looking at this right here. Now what you want to do is for the chat window. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to do it on the OBS screen. I'm going to create a chat window. All right, and window capture. So it's going to pick up, I'm going to say chat window without a space. And see, it's going to pick up that chat window. And you're going to be able to put it anywhere that you want to. And even if you move the window around, see, here's the original window over here. No matter where you put it, it's going to maintain the same position on your screen. So I want to put it down at the bottom of this screen right here, and then drag it up. We have OBS display and chat window. What I'm going to do is move the chat window down, and you're not going to see it. See, the order that these sources are in depends on what you see. So the OBS screen is taking up the entire picture. So if I move up the chat window, it's going to put it on top of that. Okay, so now you know how to make a chat window, a source for the chat window. Okay, you also know how to make a scene over here. Now what I could do, so you don't see anything now, I'm just going to come back over here. Here's the chat window right here. So we'll come back to the OBS screen where the chat window is, and we can move it around. And here's the original one over here. Okay, no matter where I put it on the screen, on either screen, it's going to stay in the same place right here where I put it on the output screen. So now you know how to make, let me move this out of the way so you can see this over here. So now you know how to make a scene and source. If you want to get rid of the chat window, you just click on the minus and click yes, and the chat window in your display is gone. But that doesn't delete your chat window. Your chat window is still there, but you could put it anywhere else that you want to. And I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to delete the chat window scene and come back over to the OBS screen, and then I'll go over to the display scene screen, and here's the chat window. You want to do scenes over here. See, I have display only right here, and I have display super close center top, which goes like that, and then I have display YouTube video. I'll pull up Vinny's video. Okay, I'll just pause it right there. And what I could do is I could go over here, but I could move this over to center that in there. Okay, now here's my one camera right here. I have another camera for on top of the other monitor. But anyway, what you want to do is, the most important thing is in the scenes. You create a scene, and then over here on the sources, you put whatever you want in the sources. And you can move these sources up and down. See, I have the image at top and then the color source in the background. You see, if I move this color source up, it's going to be in front of the image. so you won't be able to see it. So you just move it down to have the image on top, and then the color source in the back, and then the media, it could be anywhere in there. Okay, on display only, I have a full display, and I name it Display Capture 2. Okay, this one here, Display Capture Super Close Center Top, and I named it the same as this. Display YouTube Video, and I do that. And then C920 Cam Video Capture Device 2. And you just go down, and every time you want to have a different scene, you can click it, or if you have the focus over here, you could use your arrow keys and just go down the line. And what I do before I do a live stream, I'll set this up and try to figure out which scenes that I'm going to use in what order, and that way all I have to do is just hit the arrow key. Now if my cursor is over someplace else and I hit the arrow key, it's not going to do anything. I have it on the web browser right now, and see it's moving the web browser. So you got to make sure that you have the focus over here on OBS. On here I have 800 milliseconds. On my laptop I have 1200 milliseconds, and that's where I did the live stream. What I do over here is I do what I'm doing now. I do screen captures, but in this instance I'm doing the screen capture with the Radeon. I make different scenes. Okay, this scene right here, and I wish they would have the name of the scene up on the top, but you can go up here in scene collection. Okay, this one is trying out for the first time. That's real original name for it, but that's what I used the first time. Duplicate for web shots. Okay, now this is the one of the very first ones I did. Display only full monitor, display all browser, display super close, okay, and then 920 cam, and then the life cam. What you can do is when you're moving these things around, you could move this around here and you can make it bigger. You have these the points in the corner and on the sides where you could drag it to change the size of it. We'll bring it back over in the space, and it's a little bit smaller. So if I wanted to make it bigger, I just drag it out, and you could do it as far as you want to get the space that you want on the screen. And it only works for this source right here, and in this display all browse. Display super close, it's different because I have the settings set different on this one here. But that's how it goes. Now let me go back to this one so you don't have to look at my ugly face. Okay, now that I think what happened was when I hit a key down here, it brought my, this is on the AMD, it brought my camera up on the AMD, which it shouldn't have had done. I think I was playing around with some scenes here before, and I had some hotkeys, and it was probably on that one, and some of the hotkeys are ended up being the same as what the AMD screenshot or the screen recorder was. So we're going to stop this recording right now. I think I showed you about enough. Whenever you want to, let me move the camera. Okay, whenever you want to start streaming, when you have your everything on YouTube set up, all you have to do is just click on Start Streaming, and you watch your screen for YouTube, and it'll tell you whenever. And how I started out is I use my logo right here with the background noise, and I shut my microphone off there. How I usually start it out is with that screen there, and then I'll just drop it down to the next one when I start talking, or sometimes I'll put the camera up on the second one so you can see my face when I'm talking. But when you hit that, you'll see it on your YouTube, and I think it's about a 20-second delay. So once you hit this, it'll be like 20 seconds before it shows up on there. You'll see the little icon up there change to live. That's when you go live, not when you see it on the screen. Okay, when you see the little dot up there go green on your YouTube channel. Okay, see right here where it says offline? That will change to green, and it'll say online or streaming. I can't remember which one it is. That, when you know you could start talking, that's when you're going live. But it won't show up in this screen right away. There's a 20-second delay on it, so don't get confused about that. And what I do is, so you don't be getting the audio feedback, I turn the volume on here off. Yeah, see right down here, I do that right here, and I mute the speaker. So, you know, if I'm talking right now, 20 seconds later, the same thing is going to come up on here. So you mute that, and now that doesn't mute your live stream. That just mutes your speakers on the computer, so you're not hearing what's in the live stream. Okay, that's it for right now. I hope you learned something, and I'm going to have a little bit more discussion on the OBS suite. I showed you some things, but I'll show you some other things in some other episodes of the OBS that have to do with live and have to do with just screen recording. So we'll see you. Even though there's a lot of settings that you have to think about when you're setting up YouTube and OBS, it's pretty simple to live stream. If I could do it, anybody can do it. If you would like to see more videos like this on YouTube, OBS, model railroading, editing your videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, hit that bell so you can be notified whenever I have a new video coming out. I just started a new Patreon community page a couple of weeks ago. I've been working on it for a long time, and if you would like to support this channel, go ahead and check that out. You could also support this channel through PayPal Me, or go to my webpage and click on some of the affiliate links there. That's going to be it for right now. I got the Gravely building coming up pretty soon, and I'm going to do some more live streaming. I'm not sure exactly what day I plan on doing it. I'm going to try to figure out what's the best day to do it. And what else do I have? I'm going to run some trains. Since I got those lights up, I'm going to do those trains. And I'm going to a train show this weekend at Tampa. And I'm pretty sure I'll be running into Robert Sacco and a few other people up there. And last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before last, I went to Suncoast Center for Fine Scale Modeling. And I was talking to John Addison for a while, and I got a little bit of videos over there also. Debbie took most of the videos. She did a good job of them, and I'm not going to do each individual layout. I'm just going to put it all together into one video this time. So don't forget to click on that little thing, subscribe, go to my Patreon page right here, and I'll have over here, I'll have a couple of playlists or videos. So we'll see you. And let me see if I can get out of here like this, roll back this way. Okay.